Tonight, more calls for mental health support. That is one of the major takeaways from the York County Sheriff as he responds to a lawsuit against his office from a man his deputy shot multiple times back in 2021.
That man's lawyers say he was going through a mental health crisis at the time. Trevor Mullinax says he was shot 9 times while facing that emergency. As Colin Mayfield reports, many say a lack of resources can lead to these kinds of troubling encounters.
So by now you've seen this disturbing video as deputies unload dozens of rounds into a truck. So the person in this truck is Trevor Mullinax. Survived, of course, by being hit by multiple bullets. But today, York County Sheriff Kevin Tolson highlighting what he calls the facts that happened on May 7th, 2021, when Mullinax was struck. He says law enforcement's job has changed, especially when it comes to mental health emergencies.
Our county is experiencing a mental health crisis, and it should not fall to police officers to be the first line of response to those in mental distress.
Sheriff Kevin Tolson saying York County deputies are facing added responsibilities.
But what is also needed are more mental health resources.
As Tolson responded to a recently filed lawsuit tied to the shooting of Trevor Mullinax in May of 2021, he explained that officers' jobs have changed, especially with the emergence of a critical need of mental health professionals.
Police officers today are forced to take on so many roles that should not be the responsibility of law enforcement.
Tolson shared that the county has responded to nearly 400 calls for suicide or attempted suicide, handled more than 1,000 well-being checks, and transported over 4,000 mental health patients from 2018 to 2022. Licensed clinical health counselor Felice Hightower Britt tells me it's a reality that a lot of departments are facing.
They're having to respond more and more calls around these issues, and they often lack the clinical training to properly assess and support these individuals.
She believes, like Sheriff Tolson does, that more awareness and funding could be the difference in saving more lives before crisis happens.
Putting more funding into mental health, because as you can see, it's playing out in all areas and aspects of our lives right now, and it's having a detrimental effect.
So attorneys for Trevor Mullinax responded to Tolson's press conference saying this: "We agree with the York County Sheriff that mental health issues need more funding and public attention." Went on to say, in fact, that is one of the reasons that we filed this lawsuit. However, they are asking if the department responded to so many mental health events, why wasn't this handled appropriately? Fred, Vanessa, back to you.
All right, Colin, and during today's news conference, Sheriff Tolson didn't allow us to answer or ask any questions, I should say. He said those comments will be handled by his legal counsel. If you or someone you know is considering suicide, there is help available. You can reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline by calling 988.